Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve, OMI, GrumpyCat 4chan update video. You guys ever new? Welcome for not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. And become a member, there's lots of perks, and also raythax.eth domain name. So we do have a couple of things to go over. We'll start with GrumpyCat. Despite it having almost 3 million in volume today, the market cap's actually at $3 million, and it might even fall below that. In general, I think it's down like 11% today. I think same with 4chan. 4chan's down to under $10 million market cap again as well. Be advised, the whole market's down. Like out of the top 20, outside of stable coins, there's like one or two cryptos that are not in the red, that are like at even or ahead. OMI's a little bit ahead. They're at up 0.8%. They only have like less than 600,000 in volume, but it is still at 00062. So we are waiting on that. I would say at some point in Q3, you do see that OMI utility. Now they're not going to roll everything out all at once. It's probably going to be like that operation zero, like the 0 first, just saying like, oh, hey, we're going to go and do waitlist stuff. We're going to go and like, I wouldn't expect OMI to NFT until at least Q4, if not Q1, but they'll roll out other stuff before then. I'll start buying some more OMI in Q3 as well, just because, again, I have a couple of different things. One last big purchase on the Veve app, and one last one, and that's it. I'm going to never spend more than 5 figures on anything else ever again as long as I live, unless they actually roll out Pokemon one day. Or unless I find some super good deals. When OMI moons, then 10 grand means nothing. I don't know. I'll keep y'all posted. Anyway, moving on here. On the app here, we have Brock McWalchain going and saying, and he was talking about the dark side NFT. He's like, oh, I'm totally going to go for this drop, even though it'll likely be 48 in the secondary initially. I want it to sell out instantly, so DC gives much more love to Veve. This is the road to Justice League Dark, Constantine, Grundy. I think he means Solomon Grundy, like the giant ape, like the Harambe-looking guy. Stuff that he likes. Anyway, obviously that sold out within 2 hours. They made like $112,000 on that, which is really cool. I would really want for DC to give a lot more love. I would want them really to do like the DC comics. I mean, they're doing okay on Palm, some of them, but when you have something, I think it was like the first, it was John Stewart. So they had the first appearance of John Stewart as Green Lantern at some point, and then like a month later they said, oh, you can still get this, by the way, as in it didn't do that well, as in, oh, hey, buy this now, we're reminding you, you can still get it, even though, you know, nobody was really buying it. Obviously, something like that would sell out on Veve, just like that. Now, it's not, John Stewart is not necessarily Hal Jordan, but many of us grew up with him. Like, that's our John Stewart. Like, that's our Green Lantern. Like, I remember back in Spider-Man No Way Home, there was a guy whispering to me when Tobey Maguire came on scene. He's like, oh, that's my Spider-Man. Like, what if you do have, like, a legit Justice League movie, like a legit multiverse type of movie, and there's a John Stewart, guarantee you there's people over in the movie theater saying, oh, that's my Green Lantern. I'll definitely be saying that. Anyway, really want some more DC stuff on there, like Brock and Blockchain was saying. He has some more stuff to say later. We'll go over that in a second as well. Moving on here. Speaking of the dark side sellout that happened yesterday, the Veve feed says actually only 0.8% of the dark side drop supply on Veve was minted by suspected bot accounts, or accounts that were suspected to be bot accounts. Accounts that maybe just had a couple of NFTs or not any at all. Now, granted, Darkseid is the big bad of the DC universe. Like, there's Doomsday, and there's other stuff, but the big bad is really Darkseid. Like, I don't think there's anyone greater. Again, maybe Doomsday in certain variations, Superman in certain variations, but yeah, definitely the big one. That being said, when you go and you take a look at suspected bot accounts, just because they only have a couple of NFTs under their belt doesn't mean that they're a bot. Maybe they're just super selective in what they want to buy. I would suspect that for this. Now, either way, even if they're all of these that were suspected bot accounts, even if they all were, that's still less than 1%. So the waitlist is doing its job. It's doing super, super well. And that's why I'm also really excited that Veve had gone on and delayed Incredible Hulk #1 in order to go to the wait until they have the waitlist for comics. Speaking of Incredible Hulk, we have the Red Hulk that was listed today, or it wasn't listed, it was announced today what we're going to have. Unofficially, they did announce it. Alex went onto my collectibles, live stream the other day, and he's just like, oh, hey, guess what? Announcement. So again, if you're not subscribe to my collectibles. Go to my collectibles, go and hit that subscribe, go and hit that bell. Alex, every now and then, will go on and be like, hey guys, dropping some alpha. This is what's going to happen this week in Veve. So when you go and you have something like that, one, it's just an absolute testament to show you that my collectibles is one of the best influencers, YouTubers, people that we have here. And it just goes to show that they really like to be really fair about who goes on which channels, and they really like to spread it around. I know that sounded dirty, and I did not mean it that way. But anyways, speaking of the Incredible Hulk, that Red Hulk is announced. That is the rare. We're not sure what the ultra rare is, but it is $60 at 2,222 editions. I do expect that to sell out, just because of all the other ones. Like the Hulk originally sold out. It took 2 months, but that sold out. And the Maestro Hulk, I'll take a look at that right now. Yeah, out of the 3,333 of them, there's 1,163 left. So about 2,200 of that had sold in general, which is why I expect this to sell out as well. And again, Red Hulk is going to be making appearance in, well, one Captain America 4, and he might even make a special appearance over in the Secret Invasion. Because Secret Invasion right now, you do have Don Cheadle, who's Rhodey, Colonel Rhodes, who is over the right-hand man of the current president, but Thunderbolt Ross is going to take over, and he'll be the president either in this series or he's going to be sworn in Captain America 4. And he is, Thunderbolt Ross is Red Hulk. Like, you know, spoilers for that movie. He's going to be a very, very big character. Obviously, you have the Thunderbolts, you have Secret Wars that's going to feature him as well. There's going to be a lot of really cool things. And obviously, Harrison Ford's going to be the new Thunderbolt Ross. Can't wait for that. In other news of Veve Feed, we did have the Secret Rare Spider-Man. The floor price is $5,500. We have one of them go to Mr41.eth. So people are still buying this type of stuff. And the reason why is just because it's stupid undervalued right now. Again, this is not financial advice, but these things were at 100K at one point. I know they were selling for 50 to 80K. So getting this 5,500 is super cheap. Speaking of like the Disney pieces, we have Star Wars Replica over on TikTok, who what all this person does has these amazing Star Wars replicas of lightsabers, of helmets, there's Legos, there's all a bunch of these things, has 500,000 followers on TikTok, and then he also has, I think like 40,000 followers over on Twitter, and he was live yesterday, and I went to go and say, oh, hey, do you have any Star Wars digital collectibles? And I was hoping, like, maybe he's heard of Veve. And he may or may not have. I'm not 100% sure. But he said, well, actually, yeah, I do have a couple of Star Wars digital collectibles. I was like, oh, here it goes. And he said, oh, yeah, I partnered with Cryptoys, and I did a video for them, and they sent me a bunch of stuff. I was like, oh, okay, so he does have it. It's good that these people that spend tens of thousands of dollars on the replicas and the in real life stuff, they're very open to getting digital collectibles in general. Now, he had done it for Cryptoys, and again, this was one that I didn't even know that they had done a deal with. Again, 500,000 followers on TikTok, so it's very current. And here's where it kind of gets a little squirrely. He did a video on 24 May, and so it's like a week after like May 19th, and you see the Anakin one, that Cryptoy. It looks really cool. And then you see, okay, well, it had 520 likes, which isn't exactly how much his videos usually get. But on top of that, he went and turned off the comments, which means either he did it knowing that, oh, these are technically NFTs and my followers aren't going to like that, so let me turn off the comments, or the comments were really bad and he wound up turning them off afterwards. Like, generally, you don't turn off comments unless someone's, like, getting it, like, in a bad way. So I'm very curious to see. I'm going to try to get him on the podcast. But yeah, like, he had turned off comments for that particular post, and I'm not 100% sure why. Yeah, I'm really hope. So that's another big one that they had done. They had iJustine, they have him. Again, they seem to be spending a decent amount of money, and I just don't, I'm really hoping they're not too overzealous with that. I'm really hoping that they have, hey, we have millions or tens of millions of dollars for this, and we're only spending, like $1 million total. 50,000 here, 50,000 there. It doesn't seem like a lot. It does add up. I'm just hoping they're being smart with their money. So it is Pride Month, and we do have the National Portrait Gallery, or NPG, of London saying Amar Singh is a patron of the arts, and those often underrepresented, including women and LGBTQ plus artists. He's also an allied activist fighting to ban LGBTQ plus conversion therapy in India's Supreme Court. Hashtag Pride Month 2023. And then you had Amar Singh go over and retweet that saying, thank you to artist Howard Pengi and the National Portrait Gallery, London, hashtag LGBT rights. He has come under fire because there's a couple of people in the past that had claimed that he was a scam artist, claimed whatever. There is absolutely there's no evidence that points, or I'm saying there's no hard evidence that confirms that. That all does seem to be conjecture and rumor. So as of right now, it does seem he is still fighting the good fight for equality for certain groups of people. And as of right now, that's how I will report it. In other NFT news, we do have Adam Etten over on Facebook saying, huge jump in the self-made floor this morning. And before you say it's delistings, mine was one of the ones that were purchased. One of the nicest collectibles on the app. That self-made made it up to $1,600. I'm not 100% sure what it is now. Usually once something rises up and it does like a 3x and people are like, oh, what is that? If they have it, they'll likely put a couple listings. It probably went down to about 1,000, give or take. I'll check right now. It hadn't gone down. It stayed there. It's up to 1,600, and that had staying power. Wow. Congrats to people who have that. All right, speaking of Red Hulk, so guys, you have to go and when you read something, read it how the person who's posting it, read it how they would say it. And then you'll get to, oh, okay, this person's probably trolling. This is probably sarcasm. And this will go for let's say Marvel, that if anyone or there's watching this video is about Red Hulk, Brock McBlockchain goes and says, oh well, Red Hulk, this is basically just a palette swap, already have this one in green, pass. CryptoCat continuing the trolling, saying, just lazy, I too will be skipping this, and also selling the green exact copy. Brock McBlockchain says, facts, too much green or red, when it's not Xmas time, it's just tacky. CryptoCat, again, with the trolling, says, and the fact that they added fire symbolizes that they just want to, in fact, burn Xmas to the ground, crushing kids' dreams everywhere. Brock McBlockchain says, this is also how I took it. Horrible thing all around. I hope we vote with our wallets and let this monster be put down to save holidays and children. Guys, they're 100% joking. Like that, they even confirm they're joking. I'll go on and say, Oh Millionaire says, y'all should know when IP comes to see how their stuff is received, they can't tell if you're being sarcastic. So Brock McBlockchain says, Dear Marvel, we are 100% being sarcastic because we want to get our hands on this red beast and are just trying to trick sheepy types into ignoring this drop. Sorry, also PS, give us Wolverine. Give us a badass Wolverine, you jerks. I'm not gonna lie, when I don't have my claws anymore, but give 1 second. We really like Wolverine, or at least I do. That was me circa 2019. Ignore the other person in the background. Anyway, from Arya Realty, we have some macro news saying HSBC, the largest bank in Hong Kong, has introduced its first local cryptocurrency service. Despite the bank saying they would never get into crypto literally 8 months ago, watch what they do, not what they say. Hashtag Earth2 will lead the metaverse sector. Will Essence hit $10? Gotta love that. I gotta make my own Earth2 video at some point. It's been a while. Also, speaking of the macro, bankrupt FTX says that they have recovered over $7 billion in liquid assets. I wonder where that's going. Comment down below your theories. In other news, Dawn of X, the first ongoing X-Men series written by Jonathan Hickman. Marvel's X-Men 2019 #1 features Veve exclusive rare and ultra rare covers by Salvador Larroca and Del Gaduk. Guys, Jonathan Hickman is probably one of the greatest Marvel writers, probably the best comic book writer ever in the history of the world, as far as we know. Jonathan Hickman's New Avengers, Young Avengers, I cannot tell you how amazing this person is, the way their mind works, the way the writing is just, it's breathtaking. And I feel sorry for people that have never read it because they're missing out on some of the greatest adventures and writing of our lifetime. It's just, I cannot speak highly enough about that. Anyway, moving on here. I mentioned the self-made before. We have someone named Jesse Sherman saying, anyone interested, the number 41 we can't find available, but he has the number 42 self-made. I really want that, but I got one more other thing to buy. Speaking of other people buying things, we have Ben64CF. CF is in Charlie, C is in Charlie, F is in Frank. Says, Veve fam, please retweet this post. My 1987 collection makes me proud. but there are still a few 1987 items I need and I can't find them. So basically what he's looking for is Boba Fett, any rarity, Black Panther, any rarity, first appearance Spider-Man, common or a rare, Deadpool, common, Moana and Oswald, common, mini first appearance Disney. He goes over a bunch of these things, and basically you have people that take certain years, like Mr. 41.eth, bam, and they just buy 41s. Or if there's a Mr. 69, everyone comment nice down below for the 69, boom, get them. People will pay top dollar for those types of deals. Speaking of people stacking, we have Adrienne Stefan saying, some of my other stacks can't wait for Sam Wilson to reach 100 gems again. Max was 250 if I remember correctly. People be sleeping on these first appearance. Bought 35 at around 5 gems, and Steve Rogers, I guess it was 500 at one point, says now bought 10 around the 12 gem range. So many good deals. Had to sell OMI to buy even more. Oh my god, I wouldn't sell OMI, but that's what he's doing, and he has 75 of those Sam Wilsons. Absolutely wild. Speaking of Spider-Man stuff, or Marvel stuff in general, we do have... I feel like I talked about this like a few days ago, but people are just finding out now, or they got the email now. Saying, dear Spidey fans, we initially announced Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse release would be March 29th of 2024, but the team has decided to move the launch date back to 10 July 2026 due to poor management and issues inside the studio. Oof, they threw the management right under the bus. Our extremely talented team is sorry to make fans wait 3 more years to see the conclusion of Miles' story, but we need more time in order to deliver the best finale possible than the silly little guy deserves. Although the wait will be pretty long, we promise we won't disappoint you. In the meantime, you can pre-order Marvel's Spider-Man 2 only on PlayStation 5. You can also buy Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse collection on Blu-ray. Who buys things on Blu-ray anymore? Sorry. Which will include the short, The Spider Within, where you can see Miles having a realistic depiction of a panic attack. I don't know why I would want that. Anyway, this partly because of the writer's strike, partly because, hey, we can't do this movie until Marvel does these movies. And why? It's because you have to... There's going to be a major crossover. It's going to be insane, and I cannot heckin' wait. But yeah, also, you don't want them to rush things. You want them to take their time. Do they need to delay it 1.5 years? I don't know, or 2 years? I don't know, but the fact that they delayed it gives them a lot of time. You know, clearly they have a lot of money. Now they want to make it good, and they will. The next one will probably make $1 billion. Speaking of billions of dollars, DC Films has lost $1.2 billion over the last 12 months. Everyone comment F down below to pay respects to them. Moving on, yeah. So, Valentine Rosette over on Facebook says, why ultra rare and ultra rare? Talking about Doctor Doom and the dog pool, saying, why are both of these ultra rare? Do you have an explanation? I don't know exactly why he's saying why are both of these ultra rare. Whether it's because, well, Doctor Doom has like 5,000 of him and Dogpool has like 2,000 of him, or even less than that. Or if it's because, hey, Doctor Doom is this amazing character, and, you know, it makes sense that he's ultra rare, and Dogpool, nobody's ever heard of him before, except for me. You know, why is he also an ultra rare? That's just the way it goes. Like, when you have certain sets, and whatever the set is, whether it's the common has 10,000 or 1,000, the ultra rare will be in accordance with that. And for that particular set, that Mighty set, the first one that they had with the Doctor Doom, or I'm sorry, the second set that we had Doctor Doom as the villain of it. That one has a lot of commons. Like the commons are 28,000. 28,000. I feel like Mickey when he's talking to Rocky. For a 45-minute fight, you gotta train 45,000. You know, anyway, sorry. Comment down below if you get that reference. When you go and you talk about stuff like that, it's not just, oh, hey, yeah, there's, you know, a couple more thousand. No, there's 23,000 more commons than there are, you know, the ultra rares. That's a lot. Like that's more than most sets. Like currently, a lot of these sets, like the most recent Marvel Mighty set, didn't have 23,000 in its whole run. This one you have 23,000 more in just the common than the ultra. It was nuts back in the day. And as time went on, the sets got scarcer and scarcer. And then you have Dogpool that happened to go, oh yeah, it's 2,200. Even though it's you know not a well-known character. And that whole Deadpool set, they weren't they're all like anti-heroes, like Taylor Swift, anti-hero. Like they're not villains, they're not heroes. Sometimes they're heroes, they do what they want to do, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. Anyway, that's it for me. Everyone comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.